What's going on? What's going on? We back. Motor City Sports Talk in the building. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Blessings to all the brothers and sisters out there checking out the channel. We're going to talk a little Detroit Lions draft talk. And, we're going to talk about the Pistons playoff push. Ken and Kent, what's going on? Salute. Salute to everybody that's in the building already. I definitely appreciate everybody for checking in. Appreciate the love, the blessings, the whole nine, man. We gonna get it in real quick. I'm gonna stay on about an hour. We plug in real quick. Got my phone plugged in. Just went like live for an hour on my other channel. So anybody coming over for them, man, back with some more shit. Renardo, what's going on? 4G, yay. 722, what's going on? We in the building. And, let's talk about the Pistons first, man. Before we do, don't forget, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on all those sites, all those links in the description. Email in there as well. You want to know what instrumental intros for the videos come from. Those there as well. And once again, we about to talk about Pistons and Lions. Y'all know I don't give a fuck what a hater got to say. You know, motherfuckers going to hate. Motherfuckers going to be jealous. It is what it is. You know. So, just as long as I don't put my bare hands, I don't get a chance to put my bare hands on you. You can talk that shit from the other side of the street. What's going on from Dearborn? What's going on? Y'all some non-driving motherfuckers out there, but what's going on? Aaron Choice, what's going on, my brother? Miss Black, Busted D, salute. And, yeah, man, I heard that one of the news outlets yesterday said Blake was out for the season. And, I didn't know if it was true or not, but it turned out, maybe it may be true, maybe it may not be true. What's going on, Malik Williams? It may be true, it may not be true. So, nobody really knows. I figured if the Pistons won last night and they win tomorrow versus the Pacers, back-to-back versus the Pacers, I figured Blake, April Fool's joke. But seriously, what if his knee don't really heal right and he may not come back? Anthony, what's going on? I figured it was an April Fool's joke, but for real, man, what if that nigga need that bad where he don't come back? But if they able to get past the Pacers tomorrow, which the Pacers is a better road team, a better home team than the road team. The Pistons is a better home team than the road team as well too. So the stuff should be in their favor come tomorrow. But I'm just looking at it. What if they beat the Pacers, and then I think they play the Oklahoma City Thunder. Give me a minute. I think they play the Thunder after that, and the Thunder might not make the playoffs, though. The Thunder may not make the playoffs. Like, it's like Westbrook been playing like shit, and Paul George, that shoulder injury, he was on the MVP campaign. Yes, the Pacers at the crib. We go to Oklahoma City. We know Blake from Oklahoma City, right? Then we play the Hornets. I don't think we beat the Hornets this year. Grizzlies and Knicks. Down the stretch, those tough teams be trying to play, spoiler, real talk, DeWine. They clinched, I thought. Did they clinch? I'm not sure. I didn't hear they clinched. So, I don't think they clinched yet, but like I say, they schedule line up. Oh, that Orlando win was big, but they schedule do line up. The Pacers not a good road team. The Thunder, talk about the Thunder, they was on the high of highs. The Thunder was rolling. They was rolling in, and just, pretty much it was Paul George carrying the team. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of LeBron the man. As a basketball player, I'm a huge fan of LeBron the person and the man more than a basketball player. But you got to give it up to LeBron James being able to carry Cleveland for years. Carrying Miami in spots. I really don't consider that carrying. And still being able to play at this high level after 15, 16 years in the league. Because if we go back, I like going back in history with basketball. If we go back in history, Penny Hardaway fell off and his body broke down soon as they put the load on him after Shaq left. You go back and look at Paul George. Now he had to carry the load in OKC. Everybody say, well, Westbrook got the stats. Well, Westbrook has been having historically one of his worst shooting years. And I'm not even looking at the stats. I'm just looking at the fact that, he just ain't his shit. So you go back and look at that. What LeBron did, his durability is great. You go back and look at Jordan durability for the most part, other than the breaks, was great. So, like I said before, Thunder goes as Paul George go. So the Pistons need to move up the playoff or seeding or stay at 6. Well, if they go to 7, right now they play the Toronto Raptors. We beat the Raptors. We swept them with 3-0 this year. They in the Atlantic, we in the Central. I believe they're in the Atlantic with New York and Brooklyn, if they ain't changed it. But they match up well with Toronto. You know, Toronto got some long bigs in Siakam. They got some long bigs in Ibaka, and they got Marc Gasol. But for some reason, Blake and Andre actually played really good with him. He says you had 3 more. I don't know. Who cares? But it is what it is. But yeah, they getting up there though. He said, Anthony said our team defense inconsistent, not the Billups back-to-back work. And they don't have that type of talent, man. You know, you had Ben Wallace that was the eraser on that team. And then you got to remember they had Corliss coming off the bench, Eldon Campbell coming off the bench, Mike James and Lindsey Hunter with some pit bulls. The Pistons don't have that depth yet. It's going to take good drafting and developing talent. Because remember, you had Chris Middleton and Spencer Dinwiddie on this team. Yes, CJ, y'all can beat Toronto in 7. We could, especially if number 2, that's what Baylor. I like Kawhi. If Kawhi get injured or something, yeah. Toronto has historically shit the can in the playoffs. So, you know, I think that's the best matchup. But the matchup that I actually want to see is Andre Drummond and Embiid. And if I'm evaluating Andre Drummond, this even if the Pistons get swept by the Sixers, okay. I'm evaluating Drummond if he is truly the Pistons' best player, which he has been since the All-Star break. Jose Garcia, what's going on? He's been the best player. If he goes out there and he competes against Joel Embiid and shows a lot of heart, shows a lot of grit, and he keep that same energy he keeping in night out, I believe Andre Drummond will become your cornerstone for the Pistons. I believe right now he's the Pistons' best player currently in this stretch. You know, Blake Griffin is very, very talented. He's very, very talented. Well, you might be out if you play Toronto. They might hit that switch. You know, but my whole thing about it is I want to see Blake and Embiid go at it. You know, I want to see Embiid go at it. I think Andre Drummond has matured since the All-Star break. Real talk. Andre Drummond is matured. I mean, I see him playing better defense. I see him blocking shots now. I see him playing tougher. And a lot of people don't talk about Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin he's not soft no more. I was listening to The Jump. I watch The Jump almost every day when I get a chance or I record it. And they had Byron Scott. He said, you know, Blake ain't showed up. He kind of soft. I know we'll see in his playoff woes, but Blake Griffin has been playing a lot tougher since, you know, Zebo was bagging him into the first row. You know, he's matured as a player. He's learned that, you know what, I got to build my strength up, and I got to have more finesse to my game. He added the jumper. He added the step back. He added on handles. Blake Griffin has evolved into a skillful player, and when he was really, his reputation was an athlete. You know, but Andre Drummond, I'm tough on Dre because I know Dre can be better than what he is, and he proven me right. You know, I know he can be tough, but you know, obviously Luke Kennard being injured is huge. It's huge for Luke Kennard to get there. He had a boot on his foot, but when Luke Kennard is in the game, if they don't run, they need to run more plays for Luke Kennard, because when Luke Kennard is engaged and he getting the opportunity to get in the rhythm, he the Pistons' most effective shooter. You know, and I believe they need to really game plan getting Luke Kennard the ball. They need to move him off screens like they did Rip Hamilton and Reggie Miller. They need to ISO the side and he can do the step back. Luke Kennard is a talented player. I can see why they had him so high in his evaluation. You got a team before Blake Griffin got here that had Tobias, Avery Bradley, whoop-de-whoop. You had some solid guys, but you really needed that marksman. And Luke Kennard is a marksman. But the thing about Luke is confidence level. And they need to treat him. I'm not saying that he's J.J. Redick. I think his ceiling is much higher than J.J. Redick. But I think they need to use him like J.J. Redick, coming off pin downs and curls, coming off backdoor screens, setting 3 or 4 screens for him, using him in the pick and roll, taking advantage of his ability to really play the pick and roll well. Like if he really improve at it, he come off the pick, he can really sit there, pop it at the elbow, drive it with the floater, or he really can feed the big man. Luke Kennard is a very talented player. It's about confidence level and getting him engaged. Oh yeah, I love Tobias Harris. I was watching him at Tennessee, man. I watched a lot of Tennessee games, man. Scotty Hobson back in the day. They had a nice little squad. Tobias seemed like a really nice guy, and he keep getting traded. He keep getting traded. And he's actually a really nice guy, man. He did a lot in Detroit in the community too, man. I hate to see him keep getting traded, but it is what it is. But lately, they've been forgetting him all because of the show off Jackson. That's why Kennard just wondering where he belongs sometimes. Yeah, Reggie Jackson. It's either you get the what was it, the Game 7 Kobe with Smush Parker versus Phoenix, where Kobe said, y'all shoot the ball, I ain't shooting it. Either Reggie Jackson is just going to say, you know what, I don't want to be engaged, y'all shoot the ball. And Dwayne Casey told him, like, we need you to be more aggressive. And when he aggressive, he is more effective. But Reggie Jackson is just more of a 2 than a 1. He's really indicative of a combo guard. When you say combo guard, you're really talking about Reggie Jackson. He really don't know how to facilitate that good. Yeah, he could pass the ball, do no looks, bounce pass, and when he engaged and he's shooting the ball well, he's an effective guy. But you would think Dwayne Casey would like to take advantage of a 6'5" point guard and post him up. You know what I'm saying? Post him up. I mean, come on, man. You get Reggie Jackson on little Kyle Lowry. Don't you want to take advantage of that? You get him on Fred VanVleet. You know, you want to take advantage of that, man. So, you know, Reggie Jackson just want to get his numbers. He was groomed behind Russell Westbrook. He was groomed behind Westbrook. So, you know, that's what he learned. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, he got the body to be a good NBA player, you know, especially if you can get matchups on him. You know, you get guys like Steph Curry who can't really handle his physical strength. Van Fleet, Corey Joseph, Darren Collison. Even Kyrie Irving can't handle that physical strength. But you would think they would clear out the side and play more two-man game with Reggie and Blake Griffin. And you could post up either one of them. You know, Blake Griffin should start off his foot in the paint and his feet more in the paint than anything. And then you could put Reggie in the high post, play two-man game with Blake Griffin. But at the end of the day, it's about what creativity. I mean, shit, you could put Blake and Reggie in the pick and roll. You could put Reggie and Luke Kennard in the pick and roll if you want to. Depending on if you get a switch on one of them on a big man, you really could. You know, but it's about creativity. Anthony say, Coach Dwayne look exactly like a motherfucking neighbor. My motherfucking neighbor, bro. Yeah, man. You know, you got to get more creative. But at the end of the day, you know, playoffs, you know, you cut the bench. You're cutting the bench down to 3 or 4 players at the most. That's what you want to do. So, what the Pistons rotation going to look like? And it depends on who healthy. Because obviously, you know, we're going to talk about Thon Maker in a minute. Obviously, you know, you're going to have Reggie. If Luke healthy, he going to be in the rotation. Blake, Dre, Wayne Ellington going to be in the rotation. So, you know, we'll show 3 off the bench. You go Ish, Thon, and, I mean, who else you going to go off the bench with? You know what I'm saying? Zaza going to spill here and there to get big guys in there. He there to really give you a big body. He not really there to be, you know, scoring. He going to get the trash and stuff of that nature. So, you know, like I said, you know, it's going to be funny to see what their playoff rotation look like. Playoff basketball, cut down the half court. It's all about running sets. It's all about scouting. It's all exploiting weaknesses. And that's what it really come down to, and it's a make or miss league. You know what I'm saying? You get those good shots, you got to take advantage of it. So don't forget, Reggie Jackson and Andre Drummond had some experience in the playoffs when they had that competitive sweep versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. But it's all about coaching. And I think Dwayne Casey can make some adjustments. I think he can run Luke off some screens. I think he can do some two-man game with Luke and Reggie. If they get a switch on a big man, he can do more two-man game with Luke and Blake and Reggie and Blake. So, you know, he really can get more creative than what he's doing. But like I said before, if the work is already put in, the team is what they is. The team just lack talent depth. You know, they lack that talent depth. He sounds like coaching, and he does for real. I will send a video when I get my neighbor going about it sometime. All right. Yeah, it really come down to, for them, it's talent level. And they got to build that depth up. That's why I was saying the Pistons should have tanked. But obviously, when you paying 3 guys almost 70% of your cap, 80% of your cap, you can't tank. And I understand that from a standpoint. You draft, Stan and Jordan Bowers drafted Luke Kennard high. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at it like, you know, we got a good most talent, but You know, the deal in the East, you gotta have depth. You know, you look at Philly, you know what I'm saying? From Tobias Harris to Ben to JJ to Joel Embiid to Jimmy Butler to Bolden coming off the bench. They lost Muscala though. But, you know, look at some of the depth they coming out. Amir Johnson, former Piston. We drafted him out of high school, excuse me. They got some talented guys over there. You look at Boston, Kyrie, Smart, Rozier, Tatum, half of Gordon Hayward. Hopefully he get better and get healthy. Al Horford, Aaron Banks, they used to be with the Pistons. Theis, Marcus Morris, they used to be with the Pistons. That's what you're going up against. And even Indiana's depth is deeper than our team depth. And you look at them. Corey Joseph was in Toronto. Darren Collison was formidable out there in L.A. No Oladipo. They pick up a Tyreek Evans, who was a very talented guy. Miles Turner really turned it up. He turned it up a ton. Thaddeus Young has been really good. I remember him in Philly. Sabonis, the great son of Arvydas Sabonis, one of the greatest international players I've ever seen. So, then you got Bojanovic. When did he arrive? You know what I'm saying? Bojanovic out there killing it. He think he the white Oladipo out there giving people buckets. So, the talent depth is going to be the Pistons' the biggest fight they got going. They talent depth, man. And really, when you look at it, you got two starters that's going to start in over 50% of the league, and that's Blake and Drake. And Dre, excuse me. And I think it's really going to come down to, for the Pistons, it's going to come down to trading one of them. Or, before you trade one of them, it's going to come down to how much people will give, how much people will give you for Reggie Jackson. Because that's an expiring contract. That's $20 million, I think, next year, around that, in free cash space. So if you get Reggie Jackson, you get a $20 million exception the following summer. You get a $20 million exception the following summer with him. So do you pair him and Luke Kennard? You try to go get somebody? Don't know. I really like Bradley Beal, what he doing. He'd be a great fit for the Pistons, but at what price? Do people want Blake Griffin? He said, boy, Dinwiddie from the Nets and Jackson in the backcourt. What would you think that would have been like? Man, I look more of Dinwiddie and Chris Middleton in the backcourt. Both long, both 6'6", 6'7", 6'5", maybe. Both long, both can shoot it. Spencer Dinwiddie is really, really good with the ball in his hand. He make great decisions. I mean, the Pistons be scouting dudes, bro. They be having them. They just don't develop them, man. You had Middleton, Dinwiddie, Flalo went on and did pretty good, or Sacramento for a minute. They be having dudes, man. They find little gems here and there, but they don't play them. Like Tayshaun Prince, his whole rookie year, he didn't play until T-Mac went fucking nuclear on our ass, and he pulled him off the bench. The Pistons have historically been bad at developing talent. And I think that'll change with Stefanowski and Malik Rose in the front office. I think they're gonna have an eye for talent. I like Bruce Brown. He got to develop a shooting game, but Dinwiddie and Reggie, that'd have been nice. I think Reggie would have been more to 2, and Dinwiddie would have been more to 1. They let some potential guys develop more elsewhere. No, they developed here. They just arrived. They just arrived somewhere else. Real talk. They developed here. They arrived somewhere else. And then you got the misses, Tigers, I'm going to start doing more Tigers. I do watch a little baseball. I play a little baseball, so I do more Tigers. But at least I'm going to try. But you go back and you look at the Pistons. You go back and look at the Pistons missing on Booker, missing on Giannis. So really, when you drafting in the gray area, if you drafting in the gray area, you got to be able to hit those Devin Mitchell type of picks. You got to be able to sit there and you got to hit and find a Giannis. You know what I'm saying? You got to hit and find those guys, those Goberts, them Ginobilis, them Parkers, the Isaiah Thomas, the Monte Ellises, the Draymond Greens. You got to be able to be on your shit. We drafted Luke Kennard over Mitchell, Aaron Choice. That's who it was. He said, Anthony Marcelli said, I can't stand 9 innings of baseball unless I'm playing in the game. Don't need to do that one, bro. I like watching certain things. I like pitcher duels, though. I do like high-level baseball, man. Not necessarily the home run shit, but the home run shit was nice. The home run stuff was real nice. When Sosa and McGwire was cheating going back to back, that's when baseball was at its pinnacle. But that was a long time ago. Not the right head coaches. I wouldn't even just say not the right head coaches because Larry Brown didn't believe in developing players. Rick Carlisle wasn't developing players. She go back to Alvin Gentry, Kuster. You go back to John Kuster, Maurice Cheeks. A lot of these coaches that came through Detroit don't believe in developing talent. What about the Kyle Singler pick? He never panned out, but they kept giving him a chance after chance. And you can see Kyle Singler was not an NBA player. Chance after chance, they kept getting Kyle Singler a chance. Chance. He just wasn't an NBA player. Anthony, baseball is better during the playoffs. Yeah, I definitely agree. Chance. So, yeah, you just look at the Pistons, man. I think they're gonna probably hold that 6 or fall to the 7th at most. Larry Brown developed Chauncey when he came to Detroit. Yeah, he did. He did develop Chauncey, but Chauncey was a veteran. I'm talking about the younger guys. Darko. Even though they made Darko a drunk. Darko confidence was so shot when he got to Detroit that he started drinking this shit because he couldn't hang with Rasheed and Ben, and he couldn't get on the court. Think about, now I'm not talking about for Darko in this situation, but think about for a guy like Thon Maker, to lose him, for example. Think about Thon Maker, a guy in Milwaukee who didn't know if he was going to start some night, didn't know if he was going to rest some nights, not play, didn't know if he was going to get 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. Now he come to Detroit, and what does Dwayne Casey do? He give him consistent minutes. He gives him consistent minutes. Now he playing with more confidence. Man, he need to build his physical strength up some more. Hell yeah. But like I told you, I did the video before they traded for Thon Maker, and people called me stupid, and some people agreed. I said the Pistons need to go get Thon Maker. They criticized him when he first got here, say why Thon Maker ain't playing, and he a bum. But hey, when you first got here, he don't know the plays or nothing. Now that he got in the rotation, he able to make a good pass, good hockey assist, good slasher, solid shooter, able to get up and down the court. And I think a lot of people starting to see what I seen in Thon Maker, that he has all-star potential in what Kevin Garnett seen. Big Rich 313 salute. What Kevin Garnett seen. And sometimes when you watch some of them players play, sometimes I can tell by how a guy move, how he dribble, or just how he move that he can play. And I say, oh, he can play. But the problem is he not getting those minutes. That was wrong with Darko. Darko wasn't getting no playing time. That motherfucker say, shit, give me that yak. He said, whatever they drink in Siberia, give me that yak. I ain't playing no way. He probably was rolling up, drinking. But the end of his career, when he started getting time in Minnesota, he started producing. And when he kind of started producing, he said, you know what, man, I could have played in this league, but he retired. He retired. He retired. So, but that's what's wrong with Thon Maker. He wasn't getting consistent minutes. That kills somebody young confidence. That kills a young guy confidence. When you're not getting consistent minutes, and you used to being the best player in middle school, the best player in high school, and you come to the league and you're not playing, that hurt. That hurt. He said it was the ploop, 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 fizz, Van Gundy. Evan kept us out the playoffs. He didn't know how to do the right combinations with what he had. He said he didn't know what to do with the combination, even admitted it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He made trades. He went out there and traded for Reggie Jackson. And I can't remember who they traded for Reggie Jackson, what was the deal, but that team potential went down the drain with Brandon Jennings. When Brandon Jennings tore his leg up, they beat the LeBron and the Cavaliers. That team was on the road. Brandon Jennings was facilitating. He was getting guys involved. And then when he went down with the knee injury, his career was pretty much over with. We traded for Reggie Jackson. See, Stan Van Gundy was preying on Brandon Jennings' downfall. Brandon Jennings was a guy that he did not want on his team. He looked at Reggie Jackson for whatever reason he saw in Reggie Jackson. He seen a big, strong, 6'5" guy who provided some surge off the bench. You know, oh, he said DJ Augustine is singular for Jackson. I'm pretty sure. Okay, yeah, DJ Augustine had some good games here as well too, and maybe standing like the undersized point guards. You know what I'm saying? But he had Jameer Nelson with the Magic. But more Jameer Nelson, Hito Turkoglu handled the ball a ton there too. I remember the old Jameer Nelson and Delonte West backcourt at St. Joseph. I ain't heard about St. Joseph since they left. You know, you're talking about, you know, really good college backcourts that didn't amount to shit in the league. You got to remember Steve Blake and what's the other guy name? He played here, Juan. I can't remember the guy's name, but they both played in Detroit at separate times. They was from Maryland. Steve Blake came here. I can't remember what was after. And then they had Juan Dixon. Juan Dixon. Yeah, I'm aware who Sada Baby is. Yeah, Juan Dixon. They both. I don't think they played here together. But yeah, talking about great college backcourts. You know what I'm saying? That really, I mean, just in general. But some of them didn't really do nothing in the league though. Give you another nugget: Kyle Lowry, Randy Foye, and Allen Ray in Villanova. That was Villanova, one of Villanova's most talented teams that Jay Wright didn't win with. I like Jay Wright a lot, and I wanted him to get a championship, just not with the fucking Pistons, not against the Michigan Wolverines last year. Yeah, he had mental issues. Yeah, he did, man. You know, Jameer had a solid career too. But overall, I think the Pistons will be fine. Let's transition into some Lion talk. All right, now we got CJ Anderson. I like the pickup. That wasn't the ideal fit for the Lions, but I don't know what the Lions are really what they trying to do. But that's a good pickup. A guy just sitting out there. Nobody want him. The Tigers just ain't got no talent. You know what I'm saying? You know, pitching too. I mean, what the fuck, Anibal Sanchez still around? How much did they pay him? Oh, who you talking about? 'Cause I ain't lost my I'm not sure. I heard it was around maybe 2 or 1.5 or 2.5 or something like that. It's not that much. Didn't really hurt the cap. But yeah, man, the Tigers, man, they, you know, I remember they had Joe Zamai. He threw his arm off, and they had a few guys out there, man. Was it Fernando Rodney, the pitcher? They had the kid that just got homer today from the Red Sox, David Price, the other day. You know, for whatever reason, man, it just didn't work out. I remember they was about to play. They had beat somebody in the pennant, in the conference champion, whatever the fuck they called it, and they had like a 2-week layoff or a week or something layoff, and then they bats got cold. You know, Cabrera was the best player in the league for a minute, but he done ran off and created a whole family, had a whole side chick. He was a career drunk before he got here, and then he got back into depression. He lost a ton of money. I mean, really, all that money they invested in Cabrera went down the drain. You know, when he became a drunk. Not when he became a drunk, but when that whole situation with the side chick happened, and then he probably started drinking. His body, I mean, the stress of that shit, man, it's stress. You can't go out there and hit a baseball, and you got a woman that's trying to extort you on the side. But that's his fault, man. That's his fault. You know, that's his fault. And then Brad Osmus, that motherfucker wasn't shit neither. I'm not the most knowledgeable motherfucker about the people in the sport, but I do keep up with it. You know. And, you know, the other kid that threw hard, they swear to God he was going to be the shit. I can't remember his name. They swear to God this kid was going to be the shit. And this dude ain't never done shit from what I knew. You know, but yeah, Cabrera was definitely the truth. You know, just, you know, life happened. He said Dez Cameron, Christian Stewart, plus a lot of pitchers in the minors, though. Danny Manning's kid is a 6'5" pitcher with a nasty slider. Yeah, they got to build up that farm system. Bruce Rondon, that's that motherfucker. I don't know how I forgot his name. You know what I'm saying? I forgot that joker name. I would go to the Tiger games in the 90s. When, what was it, Juan Gonzalez was their best player? I can't remember the guy's name. And they would give tickets to go to Tiger Stadium away. And that's when I played baseball. No, they wanted a motherfucker like Brad Osmus. They ran Jim Leland out this motherfucker though. They ran Jim. Ain't nobody in Detroit is ever happy, bro. They ran Jim Leland out of here. And Jim Leland was a good manager. He would shake up, and at the end of the time, you try something new, it don't work. But you know they hopping down this. They miss him now. They miss him now with Brad Osmus. Like I said before, I ain't the most knowledgeable baseball fan. But shit, I know they miss Jim Leapland. You know, he probably somewhere in the shade sipping lemonade in Florida. You know? But I remember them Tiger teams going down the tight. They were sorry. They would give us, my boy dad worked at Funko Land. You know what I'm saying? I was telling the story the other day on my other channel. And he would get free Tiger tickets, and we would play our games in the week, and then we'd go maybe after the game or in the weekend he'd take us down to see the Tigers play all the time. You know, for y'all don't know, GameStop used to be called Funko Land. I'm showing my age a little bit. But yeah, talk about back to the Lions and shit, man. You look at the Lions. Anderson was a good pickup, but I just look at their offense. I'm like, where is the speed at? When you got a quarterback like Matthew Stafford, you know, who quote unquote need this great running game to be formidable, and he's consistently not been able to drive up the field and put the ball in the end zone. You need a game breaker, and at the end of the day, who do you say on this Detroit Lions team is somebody that's gonna that can go 0 to 100 and take it to the house? You need playmakers. The Rams got Gurley. You know, unless you Tom Brady in them, then who just dink and dunk up the field. And people don't understand, like, that shit ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit is schematics. You know, bunch formations, running, putting people in motions. A lot of them is matchups, man. Matchups. If you told Edelman to play the X or play on the outside on either side, Julian Edelman he probably wouldn't be in the NFL, especially in the beginning. But when you put him in the inside and you get matchups and you come out and change personnels and they got their base defense on the field and somehow you done snuck Wes Welker to the field. Wes Welker or Amendola or Julian Edelman on the field. You create matchup problems, and those type of guys are able to field the zone, sit in the zone, and then again you can't cover them in man because it ain't about your lateral speed going front and back. Zach Basscaster, salute. It ain't about your lateral speed going back and forth. Man, shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. You want to talk some shit, bro? Get the fuck up out of here. I'm not tolerating you niggas no more. Shut up. Get up out of here. All right, it ain't about your lateral speed, in the slot. It's because you can go left or right. If you play on the outside, you got the boundary to help you out. And the slot is more about agility, you know what I'm saying? Now they running picks. Now they putting people in motion. Now guys, if you seen the Michigan game, they was running drag routes to them fast receivers at Ohio State. Then they'd whip it. They go to the inside and whip it back out. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's different now. It's different. It's different in the inside. It's different from the outside. But what the Lions really need is somebody of speed. They need team speed. I think, offensively, you could be a physical team. But then again, we got questions in the front five. We got, with the offensive line, what I'm talking about, 5. And then we got questions with team speed. Kerryon Johnson, he's solid in the speed. But who was your Deshaun Jackson? Who was a guy? I know Alvin Kamara didn't run as fast, but Alvin Kamara can take it from the 0 to 100. So really, who is this guy that really gonna be your job at best? I think that's the best comparison I can say. Who's your job at best? Who is your Jackson? Who is your guy that's getting down the field? Yeah, Marvin Jones can get down the field. That's cool. Kenny Galladay, he can get down the field. But who is your firecracker, your game breaker? He said Tommy Lee Lewis is the only speedster on the off. Well, Brandon Powell too, Aaron Choice. They need at least two more track star type players on the offense. And I do think Brandon Powell, he's smaller, but he can fly, I believe. Bro, you said we're going on the Lions. Now can't handle the baseball. It's just too long of a game. Just too drawn out. Yeah, it's better playing. It's definitely better fun playing. I did say I need to speed the game up, but I like going to the ballpark and I get an opportunity. And I'm not even just like to Comerica. I go to Rosedale. Was it Rosedale Park? And watch the kids play. They redid the baseball diamonds and stuff of that nature. So, yeah, man, I go and watch them play. He said, no, remember I was just saying we need C.J. Anderson. They handled the base. Okay. He said, "What's the best Super Bowl you ever watched?" Mine was Steelers and Cardinals in '09. Yeah, I was in college, man. I was down there in Montgomery. He said when Antonio I won money off that shit, man. Antonio was it Santonio Holmes? That's his name. Caught that catch. Best Super Bowl I ever watched? Probably the Rams and the Tennessee Titans. Was that '99? Rams and the Tennessee Titans. It's my favorite Super Bowl. Yeah. Rams and Tennessee Titans. I had a Steve McNair jersey. You know, I liked the Tennessee. Even though they lost, it was a great Super Bowl. It wasn't high scoring, but it was competitive, and it had a great ending. A lot of people don't know. No, it was Kevin Dyson, but I think Derek Mason. I'm not sure if he was on that on that team at that time, but I think he played with the Titans. A lot of people don't know Derek Mason went to Mumford. Yeah, Derek Mason went to Mumford. It's a lot of people from Detroit you would never know of, man. Howard Isley used to play for the Utah Jazz. He went to Southwestern, I believe. Obviously, Jalen Rose, Chris Webber, Jerome Bettis. A lot of those guys, man. But, yeah. The Ravens and 49ers was a good... Oh, yeah, it was a real good one. Randy Moss was at his last game, I think. Last game with the 49ers. Yeah, but, yeah, when they turned off the lights and they killed Kaepernick and them... Kaepernick momentum, you know... So, yeah, man, but you go back and just get back on the Lions talk, man. My time a little bit limited today, man. But, you know, you look at it, man, they just need speed, man. But how many reps is Tommy Lewis really going to get? Because then again, he got to battle Amendola. And we know it's a matter of time before Amendola get hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of time that he get hurt. He going to get hurt. So then Powell can fly a little bit, Tommy Lee Lewis. And a lot of people kind of wonder why the Lions trying to get smaller receivers. Really, I don't know. Maybe because they feel they got two big receivers on the outside. I really don't know. But, you know, both Galladay and Jones can run. Jones running 4.4. He probably not that fast no more. And Galladay can run. But I'm just talking about, you know, off the backfield, a tight end, or another receiver. They need somebody that can really bust it open and can just be electric. And for people to remember that Monday night game when Javid Best tore up the Chicago Bears, I mean, that's what you need, man. That take a lot of pressure off of Stafford. You know, and I believe Agnew, you know, was missed last year. Even though they changed the kicking rules, Agnew took a ton of pressure off of Matthew Stafford as well, too. He was able to get us a bunch of good field position, and he was able to get us a bunch of touchdowns. You know, so you look at that, man. And you see what speed can do for you and game breakers can do. And that's just my personal opinion on that. But you look at it defensive wise, and I'll get back to the offense in a minute. You look at defensive wise, the Lions' defensive line is not meant to be quick and sleek and fast and all that. It's meant to really be a space eaters, block shedders, and really play your lane. You know, play your lane, play your gap. Don't if you supposed to be on the outside. Don't let this right hand get covered up, or don't jump on the inside. It's all predicated on gap discipline with Matt Patricia defense, and that's what I kind of noticed through New England throughout the years. It was about gap discipline, and then for the linebackers, it's about, you know, thumping, making tackles, making plays, you know. And the Lions got speed with Davis, you know, but other than Davis, I think Deshaun Hand is fairly fast if he played defensive tackle. And I think he got adequate speed for in as well, too. So, you know, they got speed in the secondary. You know, I actually like Mike Ford. And somebody kind of emailed me and was like, well, watch Rashad Melvin. I got to watch him. I haven't seen a ton of him, but, you know, he was telling me about the percentage snaps with Antonio Brown when he covered him. So, you know, they're going to do it by whoever the best at cornerback get the job. Justin Coleman, if he good at the best at the number 2 option, they're going to play him outside. So I'm excited about Tracy Walker. I vouched from Tracy Walker for day one. But what's so funny about it is that everybody only talk about the bad shit that I say. Nobody highlights the good shit that I say. None whatsoever. Everybody always highlights the bad shit that I say. And when I say some shit, I mean it. I don't twist my opinion for nobody. You can call me all out you want to, make videos all you want to, but guess what? I'm gonna still have my opinion, and that's just me. But if I catch you in the street, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna say that with emphasis. You know, Because this internet shit cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You want to joke around and just be cool, but I'm not a friendly motherfucker, man, like that. Especially if I don't know you. So if I don't know you and you talking that shit, please believe me, dog. I'm gonna beat your ass, and I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gonna keep saying that. You know, because I ain't fuck with nobody on this channel. I ain't fuck with a motherfucking soul. But all motherfuckers want to do is about my opinion. It's niggas that I ain't even not watched their videos before that care about my opinion more than me. I do my videos. I'm 6'2". I do my videos and I go back to my other channel. And I go back to shit that I do every day. You know what I'm saying? That's just my life. You know, I really do this for fun. I really love that it grew the way it grew. You know, I really do love the way it grew the way it did. But like I said before, you know, this ain't my number one shit. But I do enjoy talking it, and that's why I started it. But I didn't start talking about the Lions to start beefing with niggas. That's not my aim, man. You know, if people got mad because what I said about Stafford, well, shit, the nigga is what, 66 and 78. I'm pretty sure my theory is proven right. You know, 66 and 78. I don't care what you say. You don't get in the Hall of Fame with those numbers. You know, but unless you got some Super Bowls in there. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give my opinion on this shit. And my opinion is that I praised the defense all last year. You know? So I praised it. I said each week, I seen the improvement. From the Jets game to the 49ers game, all the way to the Patriot game. I seen the improvement. And when they got snacks, they was able to stop the run. So they started to buy in. They got guys that fit their system. My only issue is with the Lions is Jared Davis in the middle right now. But will he'll get better. Third year, was it third, fourth year? He'll get better. He got to get better, right? We seen some improvement last year. We went from Steven Tulloch, who was like 5'9", 5'8", to eventually Jared Davis. So he'll get better. Obviously, we was robbed of DeAndre Levy. He had that one good year, but he was always hurt. Always hurt. You know, always hurt. You know, but Levy, that year that the Lions, and people swear that Stafford ain't never had no help. That year they had like the number 2 overall defense. That defense was legit. The secondary was a small suspect, but that defense was legit. DeAndre Levy was balling. I don't know exactly how he got hurt. He was around here, you know, jumping skydiving and shit, and jumping off airplanes. But that defense was legit. But I like Tracy Walker, but nobody talk about that. I like Tracy Walker. I told y'all I evaluated Tracy Walker on film, and Tracy Walker, you know, like I said before, he was probably the Lions' second best corner last year if they would have played him there. Long kid, great ball skills, great technique for the most part. I worry about him in the tackling game. Great ball skills, able to deflect, intercept, and I think if he work on his film study this year and work on his weaknesses, build his strength up a little bit, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't miss a beat without Glover Quinn. I like some Tracy Walker, man. He was a really good ball hawk. And, you know, I like Quadre. I even like Tavon Wilson. Last year, he kind of had an off year. But I like, you know, when he got an on year, I like what he brings to the game, you know, to the team. You know, I like Slay. I love Michael Ford. Like I said, I don't know much about Justin Coleman. I got to do some field work on him. But they D-line is supposed to carry the team. With Trey Flowers going to play inside, outside. Kind of remind you of some Corey Redden type of stuff. Snacks, Hand, Kennard also rushing. See what happened with Christian Jones. So, you know, like I said before, we see what the draft comes. I'm kind of getting excited because I watched the interview with the white kid from LSU. I like his energy. I like his passion. I think him and Snacks might be the leaders you're looking for. You know, the kid seemed like he ready to go. I liked his infectious personality on First Take today, and I like his film too. You know, if the Lions were to take White, I wouldn't be mad. At a restaurant, what restaurant you see me at? Don't anybody on here tell where it came from. I don't even talk. He said Bob Quinn fixed the wrong first round and second round draft again. I want to get all the dog poop outside and send it to his office. He said what? Fixed the wrong first round and draft again. I don't know what he mean by that. It was a worst Super Bowl, the Patriots and the Rams 2000. Yeah, I didn't watch the Super Bowl this year. I was mad. I felt like they cheated the fucking Kansas City Chiefs, bro. So I didn't watch it. Oh, salute. Appreciate it, AJ Johnson. Salute. Let's get AJ Brown or Byron from Washington in a second. Who AJ Brown? I know who Byron. I know the dude from Washington. I watched him, and I like the kid from Georgia too. He's just a little slow as far as his acceleration, but I like his technique. You know, I'll pass on White if Sweat is available. Well, Sweat got a heart problem, they saying. So I don't know how serious it is. I seen in one mock draft, he dropped all the way to 24. And I don't, like somebody else mentioned to me on the internet, they said they didn't think that Montez Sweat fit they scheme. So I'm just, he might have a point. AJ Brown go to Ole Miss. Okay, I'm gonna check him out. They cheated the Saints and the Chiefs. Yeah, they did, man. I ain't mind the Saints getting cheated. I don't know why. I got a couple friends that's Saints fans. I was being a hater, but I like Drew Brees though. Yeah, I like Sweat. I like Allen. Despite his 40 time, I like Allen when I seen on film. But Sweat is special, man. Sweat is long, good hand play. He's special. He's special. Who else you got? Nick Bosa. He probably gonna have injury problems like his brother, but he's special when he's healthy. But like I said before, either way you can't go wrong. Oh, I love Ed Oliver. That's my guy. I like Ed Oliver. Ed Oliver a little fucking monster. Ed Oliver, I don't think they're going to get greedy. They got like 20 cornerbacks on the roster, but they could. Ed Oliver a little fucking monster, man. And he's a 5-star that just settled to stay by home in Houston. Ed Oliver is a monster, bro. Him and Deshaun Head on your line. Deshaun Head on your line. You can play Ed outside, inside a little bit. I love some Ed Oliver, man. That's one of my favorite prospects out there with Montez Sweat. Certain teams putting that out there so they can draft him. Yeah, probably. The combine will tell everything. Baker is a surprise. Yeah, Baker Mayfield is a surprise, man. He can whip it though, man. He got a good personality. You can find a spot for Sweat, but I like Jermaine Pratt over White. What school Jermaine Pratt go to? Yeah. I like Mac Wilson, too. I like Mac Wilson. Mac Wilson a dog in coverage, though. He got some problems with taking on them big uglies, but Mac Wilson a dog. From Alabama, that motherfucking man, he definitely going to put Davis to the outside. North Carolina State, okay. He definitely going to put him on the outside. Mac Wilson, an animal, man. His ability, his fluidity with his hips, his ability to play coverage, and he fast. He don't remind you of some of them bigger Alabama linebackers, but a lot of the bigger ones was athletic. Rolando McClain, Reggie Ragland doing well. He's still with Kansas City, I believe. C.J. Mosley was doing well with Baltimore. He kind of was a smaller size. They were talking about the Lions trading for two top 20 picks from the Jets. That could, I don't know. I never heard that one, but it could happen. Good. What would you do if the Browns win the Super Bowl before the Lions? Man, I said I was stepping away from this shit. That happened, bro. Because the Browns been through worse than us. They lost their team to Baltimore, came back. Then, if you go back in their team history with the original Browns, John Elway did them dirty in the drive. I think Bernie Kosar, Miami Hurricane was the quarterback, and they did them dirty. Is Clay Matthews still a free? No, he with the Los Angeles Rams, 4G. Yup. Yup. Kind of hit like Foster too. Wilson, the truth. Yeah, I like Wilson, man. I like Wilson. I think niggas sleeping on him. He kind of could be like the Landon. He kind of be like the Landon Collins of his draft. Because Landon Collins, he fell to the second. He said, I don't be buying these sorry ass predictions. You talking about as far as the draft predictions? You mean the draft predictions, Mark Cunningham? Because of course you can't. I mean, nobody can predict the draft perfectly. So I definitely agree on that one. A lot of these guys are smoking mirrors. They smoking mirrors. So you think we could make the playoffs this year? Fuck yeah. Hell yeah, they can make the playoffs. The Bears, the first team, they the only team in NFL history that been here 100 years that they claim or some shit like that. So all their numbers gonna have a 1 in front of it. So they are heavy favorites to win the NFC North. You know, a lot of people think the Bears and Trubisky gonna take the next step. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about it, man. Like I said before, with the Jacksonville Jaguars, the year before, not last year, but the year before last, they snuck up on a lot of people. You know, they did sneak up on a lot of people. And then when they became the 100 and they wasn't the 100 no more, you know, they fell off. Yeah, I heard we trading down to pick a tight end too. I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors right now. It's all smoke and mirrors, bro. People predicting us to 5. Well, the over and number is 7 in Vegas. Plus 110, negative 110. Or whatever it go. The over-under is 7. Yeah, the over-under is 7. So, I mean, you can't make a prediction before training camp over. You know, the Bears going to the Super Bowl. What if Trubisky tears shit up in camp? What if Khalil Mack back go out? What if Aaron Rodgers, you know, what if he fuck his collarbone up again? I mean, you already know in training camp. We're not even talking about the draft. We already know in training camp that injuries happen. We already know in the draft there's rookies that come out of nowhere. These rookies that exceed expectations. There's rookies that fall off and don't meet expectations. You know? I wouldn't know about a possible 12-4. I don't have their schedule in front of me. But all I care about is winning the playoff game, winning the championship, and beating the fucking Cowboys. That's it this year. If they can beat the Cowboys and win the playoff game, I'd be happy. But this is the moment of truth for y'all, boy Stafford. And like I said before, I don't hate the dude. All right? I just point out the fucking obvious. And people want to sit here, he only had this couple 100-yard rushes. Hey, look here. When I go out into this real world and I go up to DTE or I go to fucking to the water company or I'm paying my car, whatever the situation may be, they don't give a fuck how I got the money. All they care about if it's enough money. And I say that to say this. It ain't about, what you got around you. Can you win? If you're making $30 million, can you win? Can you carry a team? And when you're making that type of money, that's like some LeBron type of money in the equivalent of the NBA. Even though LeBron ain't did shit this year. But can you carry the team? The quarterback position has always been responsible for the glory and for the bullshit. And that's how it is. The Lions fans, hating ass niggas, NFL fans, Ravens fans, Bears fans, Cowboy haters, Eagles haters, you can't change that. The difference between Dan Marino and Joe Montana, it wasn't talent. It really wasn't talent. Montana, he just so happened to fall in with Bill Walsh, and he won. If you ask a lot of people, Dan Marino was the more talented quarterback. The reason why Joe Montana is considered a better quarterback is for what? Wins and losses. He won Super Bowls. Ain't nobody throwing Dan Marino a fucking pity party. Oh, he didn't have a running back or he didn't have a defense. You don't hear that shit no more. When you look back in history, it's all about wins and losses. And that's how the quarterback position is played. Even though Tom Brady had a sorry Super Bowl, he's still credited as, I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet. It's wins and losses. And the Lions fans, they can contort it. They can flip it however they want to flip it. But if you go ask people from the outside of the world, I got friends that's Bear fans, Titans fans, Cowboy fans, a ton of them, Eagles fans, New Orleans fans. And if I was to invite them on here, they will not have nothing good it's about to say about Matthew Stafford. Okay, everybody in Detroit, that's a Detroit Lions fan. I don't know how some of these guys became a Detroit Lions fan. Oh, Barry was my favorite player. Motherfucker, I was born and raised in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell me nothing about my I'm gonna answer that in a minute before I get off. You can't tell me nothing about my city. I was born and raised here. I didn't say, oh, I like Barry Sanders. I became a Lion fan. No. Oh, I like the star in the cowboy helmet. No. You know? But that's what it all boils down to. Detroit fans, or these Detroit niggas trying to change the status quo. You can't. Y'all can, you know, curve the scale for Matthew Stafford when it comes to ESPN, when it comes to 97 Won a Ticket, FS1, when it comes to other people. They don't have. I'm nice to Matthew Stafford. I'm very nice to Matthew Stafford compared to the shit they say. He said, Aaron Troy said, if Stafford can't get it done this year, it's time for him to go. That's my guy, but 11 years and haven't did shit, dude got to go. We'll see. We'll see. That's fine excuse for him. How you feel about C.J. Anderson? I like the signing. He 28 years old, better legs than y'all can ask questions now. I answer questions. Pistons, Lions, related. Better legs, fresher legs. You know, and he hungry. He trying to play for a bigger contract. Sportscasters outside the D think Stafford is very talented. I don't know who that is, but hey, salute to him. But when I run into the majority of people, nah. But it do some people that down in Texas that like him. You know, I know some people in Texas that like him. They think he's average. You know, Skip love him. Yeah, cause Skip is from the Oklahoma the Dallas area. You know, I don't know if you guys seen the 30 for 30 about Carter High School, the team that played in Friday Night Lights in the championship game. That actually was the semifinal. Skip Bayless wrote a newspaper article saying to let the kids play after they went through their thing. Deion Stafford says Stafford and Cutler and Romo the same person. Rob Flores. Romo can play, but Romo Romo can play. He just throwing interceptions and shit. Remember when Romo played Peyton Manning at Jerry World and Peyton was on Denver? I remember, I never forget that game. They were scoring like 40, 50 points. And I turned to my boy. We sitting there watching the game and shit. I said, oh man, Tony Romo finally got it together. And I said, Tony Romo then pulled it together. This nigga threw a pick the next play. This nigga started talking shit to my ass. And I ain't even a Cowboy fan. I remember my cousin passed. And I came up to visit from Atlanta and shit. So I came back. And it so happened to be the Cowboys and the Seahawks in the playoffs. Because my cousin passed in 2006. It was about to be 2007, I believe. I can't remember. And Tony Romo fumbled the snap at the goal line. My auntie, she was up here from Birmingham, Alabama. She could have choked Tony Romo through the TV, bruh. She could have killed Tony Romo. She was so mad, bruh. I didn't even know my family had that many Cowboy fans in there. Skip said he barely top 15. Yeah, I got him at 14. Don been playing good. Do you think he can replace him? Replace who? Who you trying to replace Thon with? Yeah, I think Thon can be an all-star. Gotta get stronger, though. Confidence rise. I'm starting to ask you Red Wings questions. Oh, man, I don't know shit about the Red Wings no more, bruh. I'm going to have to get educated on that one. I ain't going to lie. If I don't know some shit, I ain't going to say shit I don't know about. Real talk with DeWine for the Pistons. We need Carson Edwards or Cassius Winston for the point guard. They will be available. I like Cassius Winston. He might come back. I didn't know he was from UAD. I like him. Who is Carson Edwards? Where he play at? I might do a video on RJ Barrett, bro, on my other channel. I can't believe he made the All-American team. That dude's so trash. Not Detroit later, but how far you think my Blazers gonna make in the playoffs? What, they in the fourth? They're in the fourth right now? Enes Kanter don't play no fucking defense, bro. Enes Kanter don't play no damn D. For real. If he played defense, because y'all lost Jokic. Y'all lost Jokic. Let me see where y'all at in the standings. Y'all will be playing the Clippers right now. So, yeah, second round. And then y'all will be probably playing the Nuggets. So, y'all possibly can make it to the conference finals. The Nuggets is a young team, but they talented, though. Because, remember, they gave the Portland Trailblazers Jokic. I mean, they gave them Nurkic. Yup, they gave them Nurkic. So, I say y'all can go to the finals, depending on how mature Paul Millsap and Isaiah Thomas can get the young Denver Nuggets. Oh, shout out to the Michigan State, man. They won me $250 on my other channel. I ain't a Spartan fan though, but I do hope they win that shit. Cause I'm about to win some more money off that. I won some money off Duke. I won like 5 off Duke. I won $250 off Michigan State winning that game, and I won about 5 off Duke. So yeah, we swimming in money right now. You know, we swimming in money. Skip on crack. He can't take him serious. Skip do know a little bit of something, but yeah, you know, he do know a little bit of something. Drummond be acting like at times he jealous of Thon Maker. Yeah, I ain't observed that. He could be. But that's going to be his best friend, man. Need to get it together. Romo good for 3 quarters. You ain't lying. He ain't got change for $1. Stafford only good when the other team is playing soft. That is true to a certain extent. He do pad his shit. But you know, I'm just trying to really think. You know, he can throw the football, he can make every throw outside the hashes. But sometimes that nigga just be doing some dumbass shit. People gonna say he ain't got no blockers, whatever the excuse you want to make for it. You know, sometimes he forced the ball. You know, sometimes he makes some mistakes out there. But we'll see this year, you know. We'll see this year. He clearly talented. You know, he clearly got talent, but I just think it's some of the tangible things as far as reading defenses, going through progressions. He might be a little gun shy. Because real talk, Matthew Stafford supposed to be retired right now with Joey Harrington. But he is tough. I give that motherfucker that. You know, he is tough. Mad at Duke. Then I can't stand Duke, man. I can't stand Duke. I was happy when Michigan State beat Duke. I ain't gonna lie. I can't stand fucking Duke, nigga. After going up 14-0 versus Dallas, the drives whereas goes punt, field goal, punt, and punt, field goal, punt, fumble, fumble. Yeah, he was usually when Stafford go down to Dallas, he showed the fuck out. I don't even remember that game no more. I try to forget that shit. I try to forget that shit right there. Because I can't stand we lose to the Cowboys, man. My niggas be talking cash shit. I don't like Duke. I really don't like Michigan. I don't like Michigan State. I don't have a hate for Michigan State basketball. My hate for their football is worse than their basketball. I really don't hate Tom Izzo. You know what I'm saying? For real. You seen that report that SVI might play? Yeah, I seen that. I read that. Gennaro on Twitter sent me some highlights of that. He got some work though. He could shoot. You know, we might have an all-white backcourt. That might be the only all-white backcourt in the league. Luke Kennard and I'm just calling him CV. we gonna have fucking Jerry West and motherfucking Pete Maravich in the backcourt. Pete Maravich, I like Pete Maravich, man. That was my guy. You know, a lot of the older ball players I like. Pete Maravich. I like an older Karl Malone. I like the older Karl Malone. I like John Stockton. People forget when they ain't like Isaiah Thomas on a All-Star team, and he was cooking John Stockton ass like 92, 91, and he was cooking John Stockton so bad that Karl Malone went upside his head with an elbow. That shit was crucial. He said I lost 25 on Gonzaga winning it all. I knew Gonzaga wasn't gonna win. I don't know too much about college basketball this year like that, but I knew Gonzaga wasn't gonna win it all. But Auburn, you know, Bruce Pearl was coaching when Tobias Harris was in Tennessee, I believe. But Laura Lennox say Stafford has a rocket arm, but his mechanics are fucked up. He's too inaccurate on intermediate routes, and he has an inconsistent deep ball. Those were his weaknesses on the draft card in 2009. Yeah, I agree. You know, people would tell you that if they block for Stafford, he can throw the ball better. You know, hey, it is what it is. I'm tired of arguing about that motherfucker, man. I'm going to stand on my power on that one. Oh, you talking about Mo Pete, Mateen Cleaves, you know? Yeah, I like the Flintstones, man. You know, throw off the back foot more than he needs to. Sluggish footwork, average pocket pressure. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Fuck up out of here. Fuck up out of here. Nigga, you think I give a fuck what a nigga got to say? I don't. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can run who y'all going to run with. Like I said before I get off, man, I appreciate everybody for checking in. It's a motto since I had on YouTube. I was on YouTube in what? 2014, on somebody else's page, working on their page. Hey, if you don't like my shit, don't watch my shit. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers gonna have their opinion. But guess what? Who named niggas calling out mine? For what reason? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know, motherfuckers might be supposed to feel threatened by me, but hey, it is what it is. But we working, man. And I'm gonna continue to bust niggas' ass on this shit. And you gotta think about it too, though. I got a whole nother channel. I'm gonna continue to bust these niggas' ass. You know, I could have shut down my channel and sold it to somebody else. I started to do that shit because I don't need the shit. But I'm gonna start busting these niggas' heads. Watch the shit I pull out. I pull out, dog. Watch the shit I kill them with. Because I'm gonna start popping these niggas upside the head with a ton of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm gonna start, man. Y'all gonna see the shit I'm about to pull off on this shit. I'm gonna start busting these niggas in the head to the white meat. You know, for real. But I appreciate it, man, for real. He say Stafford throw a short pass with the same velocity as a 50-yard bomb. Yeah, he do, man. He learning to he learning to put some little air up under the deep ball. But it's still like, man, he getting the check, so he don't give a shit, man. He don't give a fuck what I gotta say. He getting the check. But salute to everybody out there, man. Blessings.